throughout the course of the film, you kind of see Cohen's journey as he tries to, I suppose, tie up loose ends and kind of face his own morality, which really kind of made me think about a lot of things in my own life and what I was kind of doing in certain situations, because to really kind of face up to a character and to really kind of dive into the character, it's, you know, the character comes from here and it doesn't start out there somewhere. So you really kind of have to start with yourself and thinking about putting yourself in that situation rather than the character.
You just want to string me along for another few years while I have to deal with that asshole. Then lead me down a meandering path. Till my fucking looks are gone.
Look, stop it, will you? I'm dying.
It's always about you, isn't it, Colin?
Life Begins Now is a film about life. It's a celebration of life. It's about our hopes and dreams. It's about all of our experiences stacked up like Polaroid photographs in a stream of experiences throughout the stream of life, in our past, in our future, in our hopes, our dreams, our memories, our nostalgia.
Take it and play it for 1 minute.
What was it doing in the cave?
It must have been lost. You said it wasn't lost. What happened to this found not lost business?
It's lovely. It's found all right.
It's odd, you know, because I think people take that kind of news very differently, and oftentimes what you think how a person should respond to a situation like that is not necessarily how they would.
So, let's cut the bullshit. How long more have I got?
We don't talk in terms of how long.
No. I didn't mean how much more life did I have left. By the way, what's my name? I thought as much. No. I meant, how much longer do I have to listen to you? You insufferable, arrogant, mathematics mangling, literature quoting, international paper publishing, fame chasing, patient pulping fucker!
There's a number of metaphors that run through the film, and caves would be one of them. About it's explored when Cohen, as a young child, goes into a cave when he's younger and experiences that darkness and uncertainty and fear and all of those feelings, and yet at the same time a fascination and an idea that there's a lot to be explored. There's a lot ahead.
I had never seen such unspoiled, absolute darkness.
Rhea, asleep, and the Schrodinger's cat, where her cat is alive and dead, and you had red lights and
just like that, there were so many different scenarios in the film. You know, some like you say, some that were kind of real life all the way, and some that were surreal, and some that were somewhere in between, and it allowed kind of a lot of kind of inventive I guess situations, and some were challenging, definitely. There's some locations are always going to be tougher than others, but I think we always kind of went in well prepared and well equipped, basically, to deal with most of the situations. So.
I think my cat's depressed. I'm serious. I don't know whether he's dead or alive. I can't tell anymore. I mean, surely it should be a no-brainer. But can you be both? Can you technically be alive, but actually dead? Or clinically dead but still living. I think that's what's wrong with my cat. Am I even making sense? Actually, don't answer that. I'm getting up in the middle of the fucking night to go and check on my fucking cat in his fucking box. None of this makes sense, does it?
I'm going to refill your script for antidepressants, 150 milligrams of Ventilip vaccine for the next 3 months, okay?
Okay.
You know, mental health is as important as physical health, that you are able to take a step back sometimes and have a look and ask yourself really how you're doing, and to see maybe in this film with Cohen's journey all the things that he didn't do, or he didn't get to do, or that he wished he had done, that there's time for people to do that. And I mean, again, the film, the script affected me in such a manner that, you know, made me take a look at my own life and what I was doing with the certain aspects of it. And if, you know, God, if one person walks out the door and has that kind of reaction, then that'll be worthwhile for me as an artist and an actor, that because you're really trying to tell a personal story and give a truthful representation of a character, because it's and in a way you're giving you a representation of yourself. So
also there's a parallel thread running through the film where there's a character who we hear on the news is trapped in a cave in Indonesia, and there's a doubt as to whether that person is going to survive it, or is going to be alive or dead at the end, or are they trapped in that experience, and they have that struggle in the darkness.
The search and rescue team have located 12 of the 13 missing men who have now been admitted to intensive care. One man remains missing and is presumed dead.
yeah, I think it's great, you know. She's fun, easy to work with, so I mean that's always a huge benefit for any two actors working in the scene together. You know, that we can, I mean, a lot of acting is, you know, play and being comfortable and relaxed with each other, and I think we certainly were off camera, and that kind of translated then on camera when we had to do our scenes together. But yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable experience with Leah. She's a great girl. So.
You look more like a chat show host.
So real. You just completed your first movie and your modelling career is taking off. Fuck that. What we really want to know is this. Is it true about you and Colin Farrell?
He begged me for sex, but I told him I had my eye on somebody else.
In Life Begins Now, there is a story which progresses throughout in a kind of a circular sense, in that the opening scene is also the finishing scene, except viewed from a different perspective. So Cohen, the central character, enters a pub where he is going to a party which is celebrating himself, and in the closing scene we see him enter from a different angle, a different perspective, and it's a very different experience. Life is a massively never-ending cycle, from the flowers that burst through the soil in spring, entire galaxies that explode and vanish and then are reborn like a phoenix. Life is a never-ending, massive, complicated, complex circle and cycle.
But who cares? It's about love.
Yeah, love. How about you, lover boy? Got anything for Saoirse?
No. Saoirse doesn't need a diamond. She has one. Look, I never thought I'd say this, but can we just get back and talk about death, please? Yeah?
Okay. Death is like a man facing commitment. You're the lucky one there, Sylvia.
Wait, are you implying women aren't as complicated?
I hope no one will deny that.
But that's because we all are diamonds. Millions of years shaping us into this perfection.
Life Begins Now communicates with people's unconscious mind just as much as their conscious. So the conscious mind deals with logic and reason and stories, progressing from A to B in a very linear sense. The unconscious mind deals with imagery, which the unconscious mind will interpret it in a very unique way by every person. So it doesn't spell out things, it uses imagery. Images, some of the images used in Life Begins Now include cats, caves, change, clouds. Particularly powerful scene, I think, where Cohen and Rhea are staring at the clouds, and instead of communicating directly, they're using these evolving cloud formations to communicate their love for each other indirectly via this sort of proxy drama above them as the clouds evolve into different shapes, and they're imagining their lives and their love being played out. It's a tragic love between Cohen and Rhea, but a romantic one at the same time. It's short-lived. The love between Cohen and Rhea is one with no past and no future. It just has this moment, which is now. And that's something that is incredibly important in this film, that moment of now, and being able to mindfully absorb that and to squeeze the juice out of that moment in our lives.
Couldn't take his eyes off her.
Do you think I'm crazy?
Yes. Definitely.
I think those clouds work perfectly together. Look how they gently merge. I wonder what'll become of them. Will they blow away from each other, or will they just dissolve and disappear?
So it was really interesting to have that kind of contrast with those scenes, that everything was facing his own mortality and stuff like that, but then you have these other scenes where his life seems to be opening out in front of him, and I felt it myself in the scenes that it made Cohen forget about the limitations on his life, and left himself more open to the opportunities that were kind of he had presented before him with Rhea.
These dreams became a part of me. They are me.
The people constructed this giant reflector to reflect the light from the sun around the world.
It's like my 21st birthday party, and yet I feel oddly detached.
To communicate.
I'm enjoying it vicariously through another, I think.
To share the light so that some of the light beaming down in the desert could be reflected everywhere.
I was filled with love. I think those clouds work perfectly together. Will they blow away from each other, or will they just dissolve and disappear?
It would pass heat and light to places that were in darkness.
Look, man, I know your project's going down the drain and I can help. Do you want to go for a fucking swim, huh?
I think my cat's depressed. Can you technically be alive, but actually dead?
The reflector array could light up half of the world that would otherwise have been in darkness by the night with the light from the desert.
Just as fucked up as you are, Cohen. Are you happy?
Is our family so twisted that we can only be happy when everyone else is as rock bottom as ourselves? It's the most dysfunctional family in Ireland.
And the warmth from the desert was transmitted around the world.
For the first time in my life, I've abandoned all planning.
Let's just drift and see where that river takes us.
But with it, a confusion.
Things aren't as happy as they seem.
Why do we barely tolerate each other when we should be so close?
An inability to distinguish night from day.